Joining us now, Sunrise Royal Editor and King Charles's official biographer, Rob Jobson. Jobbo, what's the significance of the trip from Buckingham Palace to Westminster Hall, and why did the Queen's children travel on foot and the rest of the family drive?
Well, this was the moment where she'd gone from the private grief of the royal family, which were a family in grief, to taking, to escorting the cortege. I'm going to say the word. What is it?
Cortege.
Yes, you got it right.
Well, or we say procession, because it's easier to say.
Is it? The cortege.
Yeah.
The cortege. From Buckingham Palace to Westminster Hall, which is now, she's now the public property, if you like, for the next 4 days. This is now the Queen of the Nation, whereas before she was the mother of their family. So I think this is them escorting her. There were more than just the 4 children there. Of course, there were Charles, Anne, Andrew, Edward, but behind them you've got Peter Phillips, the oldest grandson, who was Princess Anne's son, and then you've got Tim Lawrence, Admiral Tim Lawrence, Anne's husband, who was walking behind. You've got and you've got the lower range. You've got Margaret Sunners at the back. You've got her first cousin. So it was the men. The others were basically the ladies, the Queen, Consort, and Catherine went by car because it was just they're not going to march behind, basically.
Oh,
yeah,
okay, because I was going to ask
only Anne was the only woman.
If Anne had her spouse there, why didn't the other spouses?
Yes.
Well, because Anne was the only... If you look, she's the only woman marching behind that.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't why wouldn't Kate and Meghan and
Camilla
have been marching? Is that just...
No way.
Ah, okay.
They probably didn't want to
So
do
the
it.
long thing in the old high heels thing, is it?
I don't know if it's a high hill thing, Scotch. I think it's
No,
just
it's interesting.
ladies were going in the cars.
Right.
Are we allowed to say ladies? Ladies in the cars,
Yes,
apart from
it's
Anne. Anne wanted to be in uniform behind.
Okay.
Got it?
Well, yeah, no, it's just an interesting way. It's interesting how they did it,
it's
isn't it?
easy. I mean,
Yeah.
high heels and hats is not the mark for a march,
Well,
is
it's
it?
a long walk. It was 45 minutes or so, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's look at the significance of lying in state. Why do they do that so the people can say goodbye?
It's the big moment. It's usually reserved, as we've heard earlier, for kings or major national heroes. I mean, we had obviously the Queen. Her Majesty the Queen is now lying in state. Before that was the King, but Winston Churchill was in 1965, and before that, long before I was born, you had Lord Nelson had a state funeral. People like that. You see.
Okay. The King mixing all of this with work, though, is making calls today.
Yep, he's been on the phone to the Governor-General of Australia. He's been on the phone to the Governor-General of Canada, Jamaica, and also to the President of America, Biden. And so, yeah, in between all of this, you know, is having to sit at the desk and working. Tonight, he's gone back to his country, at Highgrove, I think, because tomorrow they're going to be in Wales. On Friday, they're going to be in Wales. So I think he's going to have a bit of downtime doing the calls and dealing with things like that. He'll also be going at some stage next week through all the correspondence of people writing into him, and some of those he'll be writing back. You know, he takes it very seriously.
Imagine the correspondence. Well, you can't even imagine the correspondence he'll be getting, can you?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks very much,
Rob.
Rob.